How's it going, everyone? My name is MyReactions, and I'm doing this live on Twitch. Another tier list, this one part 5 of my favorite anime characters in every anime. There'll be minor to potentially even major spoilers in some of these animes, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I'll timestamp them like I usually do. Every anime I watch, I pick one character as my favorite, and then I put them on a tier list from S to F. Gotta add F again. Last episode, I think, included School Days, and School Days was in its own tier. If you want to know why, check out the latest video. I'm getting close to the end of this series, but I've been watching a lot of animes that start with the letter A through S while I was doing this that I did not include, so I'll be going through them, going back and going through them. I still need to finish the alphabet, which will be in the very next video. After I'm done with that, I'm going to put everyone into one big tier list. I'm going to fix some of it, either changing characters' positions in their tiers, or even changing characters, period. Without further ado, the first character is Destiny from Takt. It's a very solid anime. I think I like Destiny the most purely because I'm surprised I remember her name, actually. She takes over Cosette. She's a music art, and she just has like ridiculous powers. Like, it's hard to pick one of the two between her and Takt as the best character in their show. I think they're very close. I'm gonna put Destiny as a slight edge, and I'm gonna put her at C. It's kind of her. She's kind of funny because she doesn't understand a lot of stuff because she's a music art, and her entire purpose is to kill I forget what the monsters are called, but basically monsters. The anime is solid if you haven't watched Takt. I can't really remember much about her besides the fact that she kills things. I do remember she's funny, and she started becoming like more and more human throughout the show. So, solid character, C, maybe D tier overall. For now, I'll put her in the C. I'll be a little nice. Next character is from Talentless Nana. Please give me a season 2 of it. And the only reason why I remember his actual name is because before I started this video, I pulled up the thing, so I remember their names. And it is Kyouya on Onodera. Talentless Nana is Among Us, the anime. People say it gives you that Death Note vibe of LV Light. This guy right here, Kyouya, is the L of the anime. He's trying to play detective on who's going around killing the other students. And he has a very interesting power where he is indestructible. Nothing can hurt him or nothing can kill him. I don't remember if specifically hurt. So the person that is running around, the pink is sus girl. It is Nana. Is trying to kill people, because all those people with talents are going to ruin the world in the future. Kyouya is obviously a big obstacle because he's playing detective and he's also invincible, so he's gonna be hard to eliminate. That being said, Kyouya is very funny. Does remind me a lot of L. He's like a baby L. I think, if I remember correctly, in my very first video, I actually put L in the B tier. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up moving him up to at least the A. But that being said, at least for now, L Lite version, Lite version, is going to go into the B tier with, I guess you could say, the actual L. So, or you say this is Walmart L or whatever you want to call him. I really enjoyed his character. Please give me more seasons of Talentless Nana, otherwise I'm going straight to the books. Next anime is, I'm trying to do this without looking at my stuff. It's a T. I was about to say Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. That is wrong. It is Terror in Resonance. There we go. And it is Shibazaki, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, Shibazaki, who is the detective in the anime. Another detective. Back-to-back detectives. I think it's 9 and 12 are the two main guys. I like both of them, but Shibazaki slightly edges them out. It also goes in the B tier. Apparently B tier is just for the detectives. I don't think I have any more detectives past this. Shibazaki's going into B tier. Actually, I'm going to throw him in C. Like in previous videos, I'm going to fix these characters and where they belong. Left being the best, right being the worst. But Shibazaki goes in C tier. He was the I'm saying mastermind, as in he was actually figuring out all the puzzles that the kids were leaving him and eventually helped solve their case and help them out. Very good anime if you haven't watched Terror in Resonance. 100% do watch it. I think it's an anime that every anime watcher should definitely watch, because I think most people will really enjoy it. Next one up is a pretty obviously big one. It's Rimuru from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I think the movie's coming out in the fall. I could be wrong. Or there's a movie coming out pretty darn soon with it. I'm hyped for it. I do like Reincarnated Slime. I wouldn't say I love it. I do really like it. Rimuru carries the show. Not S tier, A tier. Great powers. Very funny. Very good isekai anime. I liked the bloodlusting type of evil that Rimuru showed off in season 2. That was really, really nice. I'm assuming we'll see a little bit more. Maybe not tons. I think he will struggle with it a little bit. Maybe in the future. That's just off of pure speculation, nothing more. Yeah, Rimuru is really cool. I like to see how powerful he can get as well. Rimuru definitely has potential to go up the S, but for now, A tier. The next anime character is Hina Satou, I think. Yes, sir. Hina Satou from The Day I Became a God. Probably the saddest anime I have ever watched. Hina is a self-proclaimed god and literally like knows everything. If you watch the anime, I don't really want to spoil it because a lot of people haven't really watched this one, and I feel like it is a good watch. Very, very solid anime. Very, very makes you legit cry at the end, and if you don't, you have no soul. Quickly looking through this entire list, there's a lot of really high tier characters in this list. I don't think there's a lot of really high ones. I think the previous 2 I did not have very high characters. This one, there's a lot of really good characters in this one. The mood of the anime changes drastically. 100% recommend watching it. I thought it was a very, very solid anime. I'm going to put Hina in the B tier. Next one is Maou from The Devil is a Part-Timer, which is getting a new season literally in days from when I record this. I'm recording this on June 28th. I think it's like the July 5th, the new season. And Mao's also going up with Rimuru up in the A tier. Another isekai, main protagonist, very, very funny. I mean, he's the devil, but he doesn't care. He's actually nice. He worries about other people. He's powerful. He's very, very, it's just a very, very funny anime overall. He's worried about just living day to day, and very, very interesting. Can't wait for season 2 of it. I've been waiting obviously for years for it. Finally out, and now Maou belongs in A. I'll be interested to see if Maou can vault himself into S. I don't really see him going into anything lower than a B though. And then next up we have I was about to say Nagato. That's just wrong. I don't know why I'm having problems. Because it is from the Haruhi series. Because the first one's up is Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-Chan, which is her own spinoff from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. That whole series as a whole is solid. Haruhi's got worse. I'm going to put Haruhi next, even though alphabetically it doesn't make sense for that. And that's just because both shows are connected. But Nagato's alphabetically would be first from those. And Nagato, specifically the Nagato that is in her own show, is a B. I would also make the argument that Nagato in Haruhi's show, which is completely different character, by the way, or they act like completely different characters. They're not completely different characters. They act like completely different characters. Would also go in B, but I would put her lower. She's definitely an underrated character in the Haruhi series. But in her own show, she is more so the main character. She's very shy, nerdy, really likes the main guy, Kyouya, and is too shy to do anything about it until she gets nudged constantly to do something. It's a very, very cute anime from the split off of Haruhi. I think it is slightly better than the Haruhi series, and it's largely because of the worst arc I've watched in any anime history in Haruhi, which is the Endless 8. Everybody should experience it because I've experienced it, and man, is it terrible. But next up is Haruhi from her own series, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And Haruhi is, I would say, is better in Nagato's show slightly than her own show, and a lot of people hate on Haruhi, but I really like her. I'm gonna put her in A. I'm gonna put Haruhi into an A tier. As annoying as she is throughout the anime, I actually do really like her as a character. She strives to get what she wants constantly, even though it does oftentimes hurt other people, or she tramples through people to get what she wants. When this is all said and done, I might move her down to B, but for now, I'm going to put her up to A. I really did enjoy the Haruhi series up until Endless 8, and then I think after that it just it did get worse. But the Endless 8, I think, really killed the mood for what happened even afterwards anyway. Next up is Kenji Ninomiya from the Dungeon of Black Company. And I'm going to put him into... So the character's not bad. I don't think the character of Kenji's bad. The anime ruins it tremendously. I would have probably been willing to put him up into C tier, but I'm going to put him in D tier purely because I think it's more so because of the anime. The anime started off so strong, and then a third of the way through it just went completely downhill and just terrible and boring. He's isekai'd into this world from his previous world. He was super lazy. He just worked off. I think he was just super rich, and then he's super rich, didn't work, and made all his money through stock market and all these other things. And then he has to go to this world and work, and he tries to find the easiest way out to make money and climb essentially the social ladder, and he does it pretty quickly. I don't really like the anime. It does remind me a lot of Combatants Will Be Dispatched. Very, very similar feel to both these shows. I think Combatants Will Be Dispatched is just better. Kinji's not bad. He does give me a Handsome Jack type of vibe from him, but that's the same thing from the Combatants Will Be Dispatched main character. On top of that, the only difference between it is that they're both much more interested in perverted things. So Kenji Ninomiya, I'm putting him in D tier. Anime is just not very good. That's the reason why it's hurting him from being in the C tier. Plus, I need to fix a lot of ratings. The next character is from the Faraway Paladin, and his blood, he's just a warrior who I think was cursed, and he raises a kid, the main character in Faraway Paladin, and Faraway Paladin was pretty bad. I think it's another reason. So blood was alright. There's nothing super special about him. I'm putting him in D tier. He was okay when he was there. Unfortunately, he's only there for I think 4 episodes, and then kind of in memory for a little bit past that. The anime is Faraway Paladin, I thought was trash. It started off decent and then it just went completely downhill, and I think it's largely because the 3 best characters were the main character's parents, and I think he calls him his uncle, who's just a ghost. So there's an undead woman, there's this skeleton man, and a ghost man as well. Blood's the best of those 3. Barely. Ghost is pretty close. Blood himself is a warrior. He can still fight. He's very, very strong still. But overall, the anime is just bad. I think it's holding him back. I might even move him to F tier, just because the fact he's just not in it much. But I'll move him to F tier if I think so, when I completely fix every favorite anime character I've done, period. So next character is Yuno Gasai. One of the most psychotic girls ever, and she automatically goes up into A. Very close to S, to be honest. She's psychotic. She wants, I forget his name, in Future Diary. The main character who's a wimp. Kind of pretty tragic what happens to her. She has a tragic backstory. She becomes psychotic, goes around killing lots of people, doing what she wants to meet her ends. Future Diary is a good, solid watch. Every best scene was with Yuno in the show, and specifically the one that's shown in this picture here was pretty darn sick. Her running around slicing people up with a sword. She's such a badass. Very, very enjoyable character. Very, very, very enjoyable, despite how crazy, sick, and weird she is. Goes into A, right on the verge of that S. So the next anime is the helpful fox Senko-San, and the fox Senko is my favorite character. I'm gonna put her into D. She's really nice. She takes care of the main character because every time he goes to work and comes home, he feels worse. He's super stressed out. There's also some more backstory between her and him, as shown at the very end. Interesting. Super nice. She'll do anything to help him out. Her fur feels great for him, and it's weird for her to get pet, but she even allows that. Not really much to say about her. She doesn't really understand technology all that well. I guess part of the funny is one of the funny things in the anime. It's a very comfy watch. I didn't think it was amazing. It was okay, but Senko, I think, was the best part of it. I'm gonna put her in the D tier. Next up is the Deities Know the Peace. My favorite character. I was about to say the main character. My favorite character, I think, is Miku. Miku from Dandi's No Only Piece, a questionable character, especially towards the end, which for some of her decision making. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, she's horny a lot. I said more, but I'll leave it at that on top. I'd love to see more of Idaten Deities because it's a very solid anime. It's very underrated. And I have never heard anybody talk about it, period. 100% should watch it. I'm going to throw her into C. Miku is a demon. I don't know if she actually has a power specifically besides having really good deductive reasoning. She can see things way ahead of time just as long as she's fairly focused. And she's really, really smart. So I'm going to put her into C. There's potential for her to go up. I don't really see her going down the list. And the last two characters are Anos Voldigold and Ray. Anos Voldigold is from Misfit of Demon King Academy. I think it's confirmed for season 2. I mean, he's just a boss. I mean, he's literally the Demon King. Super powerful, creating an entourage around him. He's reincarnated. He tries to give peace to the world, gives himself up at the very beginning of the anime, and then is reincarnated, and then someone else is trying to act like him, and then it's solid. He's just super duper powerful. Everyone acts like they're so tough around him, and then he always finds a way to destroy them with his ridiculous power. Anos goes into B tier, and then Promised Neverland Ray. I'm not going to talk too much about Promised Neverland straight up, but first season Ray, which is basically the only Ray you get to see with season 2, Ray is relegated essentially to a side character, which I have no idea why. Season 1 Ray is definitely at least at the B, maybe even close to an A, but I'm going to put him in the B. He's like a mid to higher B. Tries to sacrifice himself so that all the other kids can go escape, even though obviously he's doing that in part because he's super upset that one of his best friends, Norman, is dead. Spoiler alert in season 2, don't even bother watching it, but he's not. For a reason in season 2, Ray's not involved, and literally is. He's basically walking around with whoever is talking the most, which is usually Emma. I have no idea why they just deleted Ray from the anime, because he had the most personality out of all the kids. He was I think easily the best written character. You can argue Isabella, but Ray's right up there with the best written character, and he's easily the best character in that show. I gave season 1 easily a 9 out of 10, and then season 2 is easily a 1 out of 10. So I guess you could say Promised Neverland is a 10 out of 10 technically. All right, I'm going to fix all these characters up, potentially move them around to different tiers. Whoever's on the leftmost is going to be my favorite character in that tier, and then to the right is the least favorite in that tier. All right, some changing around tiers and a little bit of moving. F tier, I relegated Blood from Faraway Paladin to F tier. Sorry, Blood. Decent character, but you're down to F, largely because of your anime being very bad. Then it is D tier, and my favorite is Senko, and then Kinji Ninomiya. C tier is Miku, Shibazaki, Destiny. B tier is Kyouya, Ray, Anos, Nagato, and Hina. A tier is Rimuru, Yuno, Gasai, Maou, and Haruhi. This is the first time in, I think, 2 videos where I had a lot of B and A tier focused characters, and I really don't see them moving from at least these 2 upper echelons. There's a potential for a couple of them to even go up to S, mainly Yuno, Rimuru, Maou, slightly Anos, and maybe even Kyouya, because those are only shows that are still currently going on. Well, Yuno's isn't currently going on, but Yuno has the chance because I need to fix some rankings. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I post anime reviews, anime shorts, anything anime basically now. Like I said, I did this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MyReactions. I stream on there several times a week, usually starting at about 7 or 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, that's it. Next video will be the finishing the alphabets. I'll be doing the rest of the T's and then going all the way through to Z. And then that next video after that will be putting it all into one giant list and changing everybody around and changing potential favorite characters in the show. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment your favorite characters in these animes. Tell me where you would put them in your tiers. I'll see you guys in the next video.